We just love Alstroemeria, and if you want to learn how to make this fabulous arrangement, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here.
And if you want to follow me, guys, it's at Alstroemeria Ben on Instagram and Twitter. British flowers rock.
They certainly do. I'm here at Crosslands Nursery in deepest rural Sussex, and I'm joined today by the wonderful Ben Cross from Crosslands Nursery, grower of Alstroemeria, and I'm going to show you how to make a really wonderful table decoration. So, just the mechanics. I've got a wonderful tin container here, but you can use anything, an old tureen, a lovely old rustic pot, an aluminium bucket, and I filled it with water, and I've got a crisscross mesh of tape here to support the blooms as we add them. But in the middle, I've just popped this old terracotta pot here, but you can use anything you like. A vase from the kitchen. I've got this balanced here with the water in it, so we're not using floral foam, just lovely water. So I've got this balanced, and I've mossed a nice thick candle in here, in the middle, ready to go. So Ben, you're going to tell me all about your lovely Alstroe while I make a wonderful arrangement. Nice. So, how long have you been here?
Well, it's good to have you here, first of all.
Well, thank you so much, Ben.
That's all right.
Yeah,
so
lovely to be here.
I'm a fourth generation grower with my great-grandparents starting down at the LSA, down at Siddlesham, south of Chichester, which is about 10 minutes
near
away.
Hayley.
Yeah, so back then in the 30s, you may have heard of the March to Jarrow, the Great Depression. Back then, the government set up an initiative where unemployed families would go and work and farm the land. Okay. And my great-grandparents were originals, one of the original families that signed up on the dotted line, came down from Alstroemeria to Siddlesham in 1936 and took the government up on this. And my granddad joined them after World War II. He met my nana, who was a Pompey girl, just down the road.
Lovely.
Had my dad, uncles and aunties at Siddlesham. And then when you were part of the LSA, the government sold your produce, a bit like a marketing scheme.
When
so they
you say LSA, what's
Land Settlement Association. So you can Google it, Land Settlement Association Siddlesham. It's a national lottery funded thing, and it's a whole nother sort of talk. But that's where sort of my roots began. Okay. And then we moved here in 57 because, as I say, when you were part of the LSA, they would go, Mr. Cross, I've sold your courgettes for that much, your cabbages for that much, here's your percentage. And it was seen as a bit like a Kickstarter. So you've heard of Kickstarters now.
Absolutely.
So people getting on well with it were like, well, why are we paying you this? Why can't we set up on our own? And that's what Grandad did. He bought this area where we are today, which used to be part of Barnum Nurseries, and where you're stood here is where they used to grow their Christmas trees.
How amazing.
The Christmas trees were the first things that we took off the land and sold to make way for back then wooden greenhouses. Because this path that we're working in at the moment used to be outside, and there used to be wooden greenhouses either side. Yes. We had the big storm of 87.
I remember it well, just.
That saw to those wooden greenhouses. So this was put up in 88.
So this is an aluminium framed greenhouse. And how many acres are there here of greenhouse?
So we have got a smorgasbord of Alstroemeria, over 50 varieties, all grown, heated sustainably, in about 4 acres of glass here. And we're one of the last larger growers left of any cut flower in the UK.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so this is my campaign, British Flowers Rock. If you didn't know, over 90% of cut flowers are now imported. And it's just raising that awareness within the floristry trade, the public, about where your flowers are coming from.
Completely, and
the chemicals used,
grown not flown. That's
grown
a
not
really
flown,
good one.
all that good stuff. Yeah. So yes, that's a bit of history for you.
And then very, very interesting. And as a farmer, do you find you ever kind of sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labours? Do you have some vases of Alstroemeria dotted around the house?
So we harvest 7 days a week. So from the end of March till Christmas, we're in here early doors, and we do millions of stems through the year.
Millions.
With spring and autumn being when we're doing thousands of bunches a day. So I only really get a week off maybe between Christmas. So between Christmas and Valentine's, it's our quietest period. And I generally have maybe a week off, go skiing or something. But yeah, I mean, this is a lifestyle, not a job. Just like floristry, you know, you're up early at the market.
It's non-stop.
Yeah, there's similarities between growers and florists with our
do you like to sort of have a look at, I mean, there aren't that many English growers left, sadly, but do you find yourself sort of popping around and visiting them, or you just don't have time?
Do you know, that used to happen. My uncle used to be head of the Alstroemeria Society in the 70s and 80s.
How amazing.
And there was hundreds of acres of just Alstroemeria grown in the UK. And they used to go and chat and like, what soil are you growing and what varieties are doing best for you? What pests and diseases, how are you dealing with them? But now I've lost all of that. I can't do any of that. So unfortunately, most of my weekends you go to sort of derelict nurseries, just picking up old bits of glass and things that you can use here. And that is the reality, the sad reality, that I can't actually go to anywhere like this and learn from. But I'm lucky that I've got fourth generations.
Yes, it's in the blood.
To learn from. So it's in the blood. I actually did marine biology for over 10 years.
Oh wow!
And I came back here in 2011. So I've always been interested in the environment, sustainability, and that's what drew me back to running this place.
So it's basically survived because of you coming back, really, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just got fed up of a lot of places like this being turned into caravan sites, storing old buses and taxis, red brick housing estates. And,
so depressing.
Yeah, so I thought, let's do something about it. I created the campaign, sort of got the message out there a bit more.
And give those Dutch a run for their money.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's Colombia, Ethiopia, Ecuador. These are the main... Even the Dutch growers are going out of business because things are going into Holland and out of Holland cheaper than they can even do it. So it's
with Alstroemeria, if you were to sum them up in 3 words, what would the 3 words? 3 little sort of snippets.
Well, the first one has got to be sustainability. Grown in Britain, they're a dry crop, so they don't take a lot of water, and they're a cool crop. They don't take a leak. So sustainability, they're really good to grow in Britain.
Brilliant.
The other one is they're all year round. Yes. So we grow them all year round, so British flowers can be hard to come by at certain times of the year, so these are awesome to fill in those gaps. And the colours, as I say.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as a florist, I love using them, but it's so nice to actually use them as the major player in an arrangement, which so I've just for everyone watching, I've just added the hydrangea, which will be your base thing, and then we're going to add some beautiful, sort of wonderful autumn colours of your lovely hydrangea. Hang on.
Alstroemeria. That was a joke. So we've got Helena, which is a lovely purple variety there.
Stunning.
Guess what that one's called? Pinkwell, a lovely sort of cerise.
Pinkwell
it's called.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah, and then we've got Etna, which is a lovely autumnal sort of thing.
Quite fiery one.
Yeah, so we've got all of these from our trial bit. So the breeders, they give us trial varieties and see how we get on with them. We've left you a nice selection of colours
they're
today.
Absolutely wonderful. Because I mean, we're looking out in the wonderful greenhouses here, and we're surrounded by masses and masses of beautiful Alstroemeria, but obviously at this stage they're not showing colour, are they, Ben?
No, so the colour is always with the customer. So we harvest at big, fat, ripe bud stages, basically, but we've let these ones come out just for you to use in your awesome arrangement. We've got a bit of mellow yellow going in.
Mellow
and I think
yellow.
You've got some gold in there as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's weird. I can close my eyes, feel even the texture of the foliage, and I can tell you what variety it would be.
No,
yeah, it's so
it
sad.
Is in the DNA.
Yeah, it's so
it's
weird.
Not sad.
So basically, people say Alstroemeria, is that what you do? Well, it's like Hewlett-Packard, they do computers. You know, we're specialists. So if you look behind us on the camera, and when we walk through later off camera, all of the beds and varieties, they're all at different stages.
Right.
So we do over 50 varieties, which is like growing 50 types of flowers.
Wow.
They're like us humans. We're all completely different.
So it's a whole kind of circle,
it's a specialism.
Circle of life, as it were.
Yeah, it's a specialism. Some varieties like the summer, some like the winter. So it's my job to basically have a full colour range all year round. So if a florist phones me up in the winter, Ben, can I have 1,000 stems of red? Yeah, sure. In the summer, can I have 1,000? Yeah, we got it.
You might be getting a phone call from me.
Yeah, so that's my job.
I have to ask you one question, and that is, who are your gardening heroes? Got to ask you.
Oh, do you know what? Probably my mum.
Oh,
no,
my
seriously.
God, really?
Seriously, people ask me and my dad, like, oh, I've got this problem with this. I've got my problem with this. And me and Dad go, no, we just know Alstroemeria. But Mum, she's in the garden she is in the garden right now, and she's amazing gardener.
That's amazing. So she's number one. That's fab.
She's number one.
And anyone that the viewers might know?
Oh, do you know? As a kid, I used to watch Gardener's World with I've forgotten his name now.
Alan Titchmarsh.
No, way before
Percy
that.
Thrower.
George Hamilton, was it?
Jeff Hamilton.
Jeff Hamilton.
Yeah,
Jeff Hamilton. As a
Jeff.
kid. Legend.
Fantastic.
Good man. So,
fantastic. And Ben, I've just got to finally ask you, who came up with the fabulous British Flowers Rock phrase?
Me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It was like, we need to get something going. We've got to stop talking about all the imported flowers and the lack of British, and actually get something rocking and rolling. And now I do about 50-60 talks a year, British Flower Rock talks. So I do gardening shows, go into floristry clubs, NAFAS flower clubs. Just educating florists, public. We do obviously visits as well. So during lockdown, we've got Wi-Fi in this bit of the greenhouse, and I've been doing virtual British Flower Rock talks. So NAFAS flower clubs, they've been on Zoom, and I've been showing them around the greenhouse.
Well,
it's just educating people.
It's been an absolute joy to be here. Thank you so much, Ben.
That's right.
And it's been lovely to just have a play with your beautiful Alstroemeria. And I have to say, British flowers do rock. We just love Alstroemeria, and if you want to learn how to make this fabulous arrangement, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here.
And if you want to follow me, guys, it's at Alstroemeria Ben on Instagram and Twitter. British flowers rock.
They certainly do.